Well, that's it, gang. The Astros are world champs, 2022 world champions. They beat the Phillies in 6 games, and hell of a season for the Astros. Got to give it to them, cheating or not. And until they're proven cheating this year, they're legitimate world champions. So, and they are set up for a long time. And congratulations to Dusty Baker, class act, great manager, just a great baseball guy. Couldn't happen to a better man, really. Very happy for very happy for Dusty. I hate saying that the Astros are world champs, but it is what it is, right? They're world champs. But they had to go to the Yankees to get to the World Series. So I'll give the Yankees a little bit of love, a little bit of credit here, too. And, that's it. Breaking news, Nick Saban crapped himself. What's up, everybody, by the way? It's over. Yeah. They shut down the Phillies bats when they needed to. They really, really did. And, yeah, I mean, it's what can you say? Yordan Alvarez, this kid Jeremy Pena, the whole crew. Ridiculous pitching from top to bottom, starting to middle relief to relief. And, I mean, what a year for them. What a year. Now, if this isn't a lesson for the Yankees themselves to, by the way, they won 4-1. Kyle Schwarber was the only run on the Phillies side with a home run off of Framber Valdez. But if this isn't a lesson for both these teams, right? If the Yankees didn't learn from the Phillies and the Astros on how to do it better, they need to do a better job this offseason. They need to be smart, aggressive, and like I said, I think it would be a really good idea for them to be first in a lot of areas so that they can set the tone, let other teams react or even overreact. And the Yankees, instead of the Yankees having to overreact to other teams' moves and putting themselves in a bad position, Yankees would be wise to take advantage of this. I keep looking there because I'm looking at the celebration. They're going nuts. And but Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we have 5 days starting now. Okay, remember, daylight savings time is tonight, so you set your clocks back an hour, get an extra hour of sleep. 5 days, Sunday through Thursday, is the exclusive free agency period where teams can bring back their own free agents. So if the Yankees want to bring back Rizzo without any blocking from everywhere else, or Judge or Benintendi, some of these guys without anybody being able to negotiate with them, this is the time to do it. And I hope the Yankees are aggressive. I mean, I really, really do. Now, as to what direction they're going to go, we have no idea. So, but there's definitely moves that they can make and should make and need to make to get better. But again, from the Yankees, I'm using this as a lesson and being motivated to say, okay, we need these pieces to beat the Astros, man. No doubt about it. We really, really, really need these guys. And Rafael Montero, I said there's a guy from the Astros I would go after immediately, okay, after the 5-day period. So, and again, if I'm them, I'm not wasting any time. I'm trying to get some players filled and on the docket here immediately. And like you said, NFE2, excuse me, be assertive. Strike first. Get some guys here. Fill out that roster. Try to be super aggressive. Okay, super aggressive in a lot of different ways. If you're going to call up kids, let the kids play. If you're going to make trades, make the trades. If you're going to make signings, it's like textbook, I say, you can't necessarily just buy when you develop players. It's a little bit of both, in all honesty, Texas, at least in my opinion. It's getting big players and having really good role players and developing a young group of players as well. So I think it's a healthy balance between all three, I think. So, and this is the second World Series in 6 years that the Astros have won. So I wouldn't call them a dynasty just yet, Ryan, but they're putting themselves in a position to be, multiple year champs if they want to do that. So, and they develop players and then they bring in the right guys and they're like a pitching development factory there. So, and Dusty Baker was the right guy to kind of man this ship, right? He's a scandal-free guy. He's just a good dude. And having them, I think it made it a little bit more tolerable for some people, but they still have the stink of the 2017 cheating scandal. And it's most painful to the Yankee fans because the Yankees were victims of it. So, as with the Dodgers, as with the Red Sox. So, but it is what it is. That's way in the past. Nothing we can do about it now. Nothing we can do about it now. Now it's time to focus on 2023. What can the Yankees do moving forward now? Right? How do they get closer, or how do they surpass the Astros? So even with Michael King and DJ and Benintendi, I still don't think it would have been enough to beat the Astros. I still don't think it would have been enough. So Billy Soch did by Grand Plastic Park couldn't again. This is so exactly, Billy. I mean, I think Benintendi is a good idea too. Benintendi's 28. Okay, he's in his prime, like basically entering it. So, and this is why it's good for Yankees. If they're going to get big contracts out, give them to guys that are like 26, 27, rather than 31 or 32. That way you get the majority. If you get in 8 years, you're getting 6 years of prime. If you sign them at 30 or 31, you're getting maybe 2 or 3 years of prime and then a bunch of decline years. So that time period between 26 and let's just say 34 is the ideal to get the majority of the years of a free agent player. So what's up, Anthony Lepar? What's going on, brother? I don't think Judge, if you make it a mass offer, will just accept it. I would agree with Chris Smith, and it's his right to do it. And he's probably going to, I mean, if I'm guessing he's probably going to be like, give me your best offer. I'm going to shop it next week when other teams can negotiate with me. And then if they beat it, you have an opportunity to match it or beat it. And that's it. So it doesn't really have to be complicated. But if somebody's going to blow him away with like $360, $400 million, let him walk. He's 31. You get him, you sign him on an 8-year deal, you might get 3 good years out of him. And I'm not paying that much money for 5 decline years or 6 decline years. It's just not worth it, especially if they don't win a World Series with him. So that's the way I like. That's the way I see it. Matsaka Yoshida. I'm hearing good things about this guy, lefty hitter. He's a good looking player. And not every Japanese player translates well to the majors, but I see a lot of the left-handed Japanese hitters translate pretty well. So he could be an option too. I don't remember what position he is, if he's an outfielder or an infielder. But to me, I mean, I'm going after Benintendi immediately. And I'm trying to lock up Bader if I can too. He's a guy who would add several years to his contract because he's also in his prime. And the dude is a gamer. We need more guys like him here, right? So Bader and Benintendi are guys that I would be going after hard, really. Benintendi we already have, but Bader we already have, but try to lock him up for a couple more years. I think it would be a good idea. But I think they need to learn how to move on without Judge. Because like I said the other day, he's going to get paid one way or another. But why? The purpose of clearing Donaldson off the books, if you can, and Hicks is not to pay Judge more. It's to address other holes. So that's something to keep in mind. Like, it's $40 million is borderline insanity for any player. And a Judge at 31, I wouldn't go beyond 7 years for that, but it's $40 million per. So, it's just, I totally get the feeling, man. I totally understand what you're saying, Tom. And there's a lot of folks I think that won't offer him a contract and don't want him to have to offer a contract either. It's just the age. If Judge was 27, I'd feel differently. I really would. But this is the prime. If you look at Roger Maris's stats, he had about 39 home runs, was his most before he hit 61. Afterward, it was no more than 33. I have a feeling the same thing's going to happen to Judge. I don't think he's going to be hitting 45, 50, 55 every single year, like a lot of people think he is. I think this is the best we're going to ever see of Aaron Judge this past year, which is a wonderful year. It's a historic year. He's a new AL King, his new Yankee King. But now it's not the time to do that, especially when you have boatloads of positions that need to be filled here. And that's the way I look at it. Even if you give him, I think you give him 7 years, 40 per, it's 280. I think he's going to turn it down, but it allows the Yankees to save face in a way. And I don't buy the whole give him a blank check, 450. Get out of here. There's no way I would ever do that to anybody. And I know they're probably going to be expecting like Trout money, but Trout signed his contract. He was like 26. Okay. And Trout, I hate to break it to you, but he is a better player than Judge. He's had a better career than Judge. Judge had a better season this year, but with the exception of this year, Trout's at another level. He is. So, Judge partly carried us, Alan. I mean, the pitching carried us too. The rotation was money, so was the bullpen. But he carried a lot of the offense when the offense was hurt. Yes, no doubt about that. 45 next season. He might. Well, Matsaka over Benintendi, better stats. Yeah, but better stats in Japan. It doesn't always translate here. Like Matsui was a 50 home run hitter in Japan. He never hit more than like 25 here or 30. So it doesn't always translate to the same type of numbers. So Matsui was wonderful. He's one of the best international players ever come out, ever signed by the Yankees. So, by the way, smash that like button if you're here. If you haven't smashed that like button, let's get over 100 as quickly as possible. I always like to get over 100. I appreciate all you coming here. If you haven't heard, the Astros beat the Phillies. They are world champions. They won 4-1 in 6 games. So it stinks. I was rooting for the Phillies, but like I said before, the Astros had to go through the Yankees to get to the World Series. So no matter how bad they beat them, they had to go through us to get there. So the World Series came out of the American League. We need a shortstop like Carlos Correa. I mean, theoretically, it'd be nice, but I mean, I like Trey Turner because of his versatility. But again, Correa is willing to play third. I think he's probably profiles better at third. Trey Turner plays multiple positions as well. So either one of these guys, I mean, Turner, I think, is a little bit younger. Actually, they might be around the same age, but and they're both playoff tested and play. I mean, and Correa's money in the playoffs. So will they go after him? I don't know, because I think it's going to boil down to Judge. And I've said this repeatedly. If they sign Judge, and let's just say they give him $40 million a year, or 42 or whatever it is, will they use the excuse, well, we can't sign anybody else really, we have to bring complimentary role players because we gave Judge so much? Are they going to cry poverty, even though they've got over 100 plus million coming off the books this season, and then like another 30 or 40 coming off the next 2 seasons? So they have a lot of money coming off the books, and it doesn't make sense to cry poverty. And again, if you're going to give up Judge and you want to remain profitable, you have to replace him with a bunch of players to help the Yankees win. There's no one single player that's really going to replicate Judge's productivity here. So if you address the other areas and you still stay winning, the Yankees are going to be fine. This place is not going to collapse if Judge moves on, or if Judge and Rizzo moves on. It's not going to collapse. They're still going to be competitive. So, yeah, Houston won. They beat the Phillies 4-2. So, Gray's 28. Turner turns 30. Okay, in March. All right, so Turner's 29. Gray's 20. So Benintendi's also 28. Again, there's a lot of guys that the Yankees can bring in. Peraza at short. Shabbat shalom, Yudo. Shalom, my friend. Bogarts would fit a third. He might. I don't know if he'd be the right fit here chemistry-wise, but I mean, I don't mind when Red Sox players come to the Yankees. The only one I didn't care for was Ellsbury, because I think it was just the wrong fit at the wrong time. That was a reactionary move to a different team signing. So the Yankees did not have to do that. And then they did Ellsbury, and then they did Brian McCann and Carlos Beltran. Like, they were just, Beltran was way past his prime. McCann was solid here before they traded him to Houston. And the Ellsbury thing just didn't work out. He was hurt like 4 of the 7 years he was here, which is ridiculous. Dansby Swanson is an elite defender. He's clutch also in the postseason. So he's a guy, and he will not cost as much as Correa or Turner. I think Turner's going to be $300 million plus. Depends on what Correa does. I was surprised he did those opt-outs after every year for a 3-year deal, but he kept playing productive. So Dansby Swanson, I could see at shortstop, but I think the Braves will at least do a hard turn or hard, try to bring him back even in these first 5 days. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be really interesting. So Schwarber showed up in the playoffs. So did Bryce Harper, even though he made it out here. And Judge unfortunately did not. And it is what it is. And again, I would feel a hell of a lot more confident if Judge was 27 as opposed to going to 31 season next year. So that's just the way I look at it. Beltran was solid for us. He was solid, but he was still past his prime. It wasn't like the peak Beltran. And then he got traded to Houston. It was one of the masterminds of the cheating scandal. So and he got fired after 1 day managing the Mets. And he didn't even get to manage a game. He was hired, and then he got fired immediately. So just crazy. Verlander turns 40. Yep. And then Carlos Rodon looks like he's going to opt out. Verlander has an opt-out. He has to exercise it. So does Rodon. They'll be free agents. Jacob deGrom sounds like he's going to opt out. There'll be another free agent. So there's quite a few guys, excuse me, who could be fits here. And we'll see what happens, honestly. Like, health is very important. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Oops, there we go. Verlander. I don't know. I wonder if Verlander. Well, speaking of that, I don't know if you heard Vladimir Guerrero Jr. said today he would never ever sign with the Yankees, even if they gave him, $1 billion. He's like, even when I'm dead, I won't sign with the Yankees. He actually said that today. Vlad Jr. It's like I love to kill the Yankees more than I ever want to play with them. So, and whatever. Trout is already breaking down. He had a couple injuries this year, but he still had. I mean, breaking down, he still had a pretty damn good season. Let's see him here. Let me pull up his stats for you here because his stats are still off the charts. Mike Trout. All right, Trout. Even though he missed a bunch of games this year, and let's see, he only played. Actually, he had 40 home runs, 80 RBIs, 283 average, OPS of 999. I mean, that's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Missing, let's see how many games he played this year. Played 119 games. He missed 43 games, and he still had 40 freaking home runs. I mean, it's crazy. This just goes to show you how good he is. He's a special player. And it's not to say Judge isn't a special player. He's just Trout is still, to me, at the very top. So, yeah, 40 home runs. 40 freaking home runs. Vlad Sr. had the same attitude about the Yankees. So Vlad, man, I would have loved Vlad Sr. here. He was one of my favorite players. They didn't sign him, so they wound up signing Gary Sheffield. I remember George Steinbrenner went to his house, took him to dinner, and then basically he's like, "You're not leaving without signing with the Yankees." And he signed with the Yankees for 3 years. I think it was $39 million. Yeah. This is what I'm talking about, James. Saying, yeah, the overly expensive old guys. Yeah, exactly. That's why Rodon, I think he's turning 30 or 29. He's more of a likely fit, I think, in my opinion. And Cash needs to stop bringing players and changing their positions. Yeah, I mean, IKF is a more natural fit at third base. So, and some other folks as well. But, I mean, what are you going to do? He's a free agent after this year. Josh Donaldson after free agent after this year as well. So I have a feeling they're going to wind up trading Donaldson for something and Hicks as well. But we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, free agency starts Thursday at 5. Yeah, but the exclusive negotiating period starts right now. It's from now until 5 p.m. on Thursday. So you might hear tomorrow that somebody has re-signed their player already. But, yeah, the gates open Thursday at 5 p.m., Robert Johnson. Absolutely. Yeah. Jeffrey Clementon. Yeah, I know. I find that kind of nuts. Calling Joe Torre racist. I mean, Trout missed most of 2021 with a minor injury, and that's really scary. It was a calf injury, if I'm not mistaken. Imagine Trout gets traded to the Phillies. I think the only way Trout gets moved is if Ohtani gets moved first. And then they can go on a massive rebuild like the Angels. If they move Ohtani and Trout, they have enough to kind of restart the whole thing just by those two guys. So, yeah, it's going to be crazy. But do I think the Yankees and Judge reach an agreement in the next 5 days? I do not. And if I don't, I think they should. But I think then I don't think it. And I do think if it doesn't happen in the next 5 days, it's not going to happen at all. So that's just my take on it. I'm not confident about it now. I think he's going to get blown away by somebody in the West. So we'll see. Wink the man is as fun as it sounds. I don't think that's going to happen. I'd be shocked if we wake up tomorrow morning and be like, the Yankees have agreed on terms with Aaron Judge. I'd be freaking shocked. Free agent exclusive starts tomorrow. Yeah. It's the next 5 days after the World Series. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yankees Daddy World Series champs. Yeah. Just bought your Don cards, 50-50. Nice. Can Judge go to the Mets? He sure can. I think the Yankees are going to offer a contract too, Tyler. But I just hope they're not going to be stupid. Like $40 million a year is a lot. Is a lot for a guy. It's going to be 31. I think he's gonna go elsewhere. I really do. I really, really do. But if the Mets sign Judge instead of re-signing Nimmo, that's only increasing the payroll by $20 million. Yeah, something like that. But then they're also gonna have DeGrom off the books too. So Mets said they don't want Judge. I did hear that too. They said they weren't going to join the fight in the Yankees for Judge. So I don't believe any of that stuff. They could say that and then let the Yankees get complacent, and all of a sudden Uncle Steve comes in and boom, signs somebody. I didn't think he was going to sign all these guys. I didn't think Scherzer was going to go there. So you never know with the Mets. I'm not sleeping on these guys. I'm not sleeping on Texas. I'm not sleeping on anybody. So what if you see the Moyo? We we might, man. We might. I think in Texas is not done. I think they're going to try to add. They've already said they're in the running for Judge. They're going to join the fight for him. So I agree. I mean, I think they're going to make an offer too, and I don't think any Judge offer is going to be, any less than probably $280 million. He's going to have no shortage of offers to pick or to choose from. So he's going to be. It's going to be crazy for Aaron Judge. The bidding is going to be nuts. So, by the way, if you haven't smashed that like button, please smash it really quickly if you don't mind. And it's greatly appreciated. Taiwan Walker, I think he's 29. Let's see. Taiwan Walker. And he's also a free agent, as is Chris Bassett from the Mets. He's actually 30. August 13th, 1992. Taiwan Walker. Jeremy Pena, he's a stud kid. Absolute stud. Him and Yordan Alvarez, I mean, it's crazy. They're fantastic players. 8 years, 320. I don't think that's going to get it done, Robert Johnson. My fear is that's not going to get done. So, yeah. The Rangers want Judge to fill that new seat. Yeah, sure. And they can pay him more money because Texas doesn't have a state tax. So they'll be able to give him more. So Judge made the Yankees huge. Yeah, he did. Yes, he did. Winning this, you think he will consider retiring? 50-50, Kenneth. Because he's probably going to win the Cy Young Award. So, I mean, unless he wants to go out on top like Mariano Rivera did, then I could see that too. About a Zach Gallen trade. Gallen, I would like. Yeah, he's a guy I would like, and he's going to cost a lot, but I would like him. He's got a couple more years left on his contract, too. So, Dusty Baker's interviewing with A-Rod and Poppy and the rest of those guys. Big contracts. So where's the Yankee system? Houston system's working right now. They also have guys locked up to some big deals, too. Like, they're going to have to lock up Yordan and Pena and some of these other guys. Framber. And they're going to have to lock up some guys if they want to keep this going. Whatever happened to Justice Sheffield? Nothing really. It just didn't pan out, Sean, unfortunately. Unfortunately didn't pan out. Yep. Yordan playing in left field in the 9th inning of Game 6 of the World Series. That's right, man. Judge won't care for the Arizona Valley. He wants as much. Exactly. Probably wants the biggest, one of the biggest offensive contracts he can possibly get. What's up, 4 Train? Houston's a well-oiled machine. And they are a well-oiled machine. They really, really are. So, 4 Train's in the house. That's good, brother, man. Their farm system they've drafted well with Kyle Tucker, and they've done a good job drafting and getting international players, and they've done it right. They've got a hell of a scouting department there. So Judge will make less money and take home more. In Texas, yeah. Yeah, I mean, imagine, like, if the Yankees offered him $320 and Texas offered him $320, he'd be taking home more in Texas. So, here's what it is. Do they rescue 99 Judge leaves because the next person will get booted? Reissue 99, at some point. I don't know if there'll be a need to right now, but eventually somebody will get it because the Yankees are going to be running out of numbers at some point. So, unless they have 3-digit numbers, but And I don't think they're going to retire Judge's number. He hasn't been here long enough. No. Jordan has 5 years, 150 million. See, he's already locked up. You see, I mean, if that's true, it's pretty damn good. Same thing, Nick. I'm afraid to give him that deal. He'll be 31 in April when the next season starts. So Andrew Chafin for the Mets and Jock Peterson, those would be nice incremental moves for the Mets. Mm-hmm. Nice fortune. Jordan signed 100%. Okay, so he's good to go, Jordan. And he's only 23 or 24, so he's good to go. Before with all the money coming out, they're in like the 140 million range. Yeah, they were at like 263 this year, and then they're back down to the 140. So it's about 100 112, 113 million coming off the books. A lot of money coming off Eastside. A lot of money. I actually did a video on it. Rodon's 29. Yeah, coming into his prime. Bulldog pitcher, gamer from the left-handed side. I mean, yeah, Pena. I mean, he's replaced Correa seamlessly. He replaced Correa with a star kid, man. So didn't like Manfred getting booed. Made some good. I get it. I mean, he negotiates on MLB's behalf. Then you have the Players Union negotiating on the Players Association's behalf. So both sides are just tone deaf a lot of the time, and they just try to outdo the other side, and they win. And that's their jobs, Phillies would be smart to sign Rodon. Watch out for Phillies. I think they're gonna go for one of these big shortstops, even though they have Stott. Stott didn't even start today, so I watch out for them. Trey or Bogarts or somebody. Just watch out. I can see them making it a big move because they've gotten this far in the World Series and they're gonna want to finish this thing off, Philly. So, and Dave Dombrowski's there. He's an aggressive general manager, and he's gonna want to put these guys over the top and take that final step. So I'm confident that they're gonna do it. Yeah, Tucker, Altuve, Bregman, Valdez, Colors, Abreu, Garcia. It's a lot of nucleus there, man. A lot of nucleus. I mean, it's ridiculous, man. Absolutely ridiculous. They have a lot of. They're gonna be good for a while, Tyler. No doubt. Teams are offering more. Yeah, sure they will. They retired Maris Lumley, who was here for 2 years. I mean, he also broke the Babes record too, so I doubt they're gonna retire 99. At least that's my opinion, but yeah. Correa will go to the Yankees if Judge goes. If Judge goes back or if Judge leaves. Cruise control. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised, man. And I mean, it's going to be interesting. It really is. The Yankees could shock us and just trade a whole bunch of players. We just don't know what they're going to do. Which unknown prospect is making noise, Davey? Andres Chaparro is one. In the minors, third base prospect is stud prospect. There's a couple of them. He seems to be the one that stands out a lot, in my opinion. So I would watch that. Do I think we'll get used? No, I don't. I don't think he's going to come back, Aiden. Rumors that opt-out doesn't affect Giant. No, it doesn't. Absolutely right. Make moves right away. Don't wait for exactly to go. If they wait, we're going to wait for the market. Don't do it. I think it's a huge mistake. Clayton Beater, he's been good. He's the number 8 prospect. He's the guy they got for Joey Gallo. Yep, Chaparro, Clayton Beater. Beater's another good addition to that prospect list. So, Yankees need to package Glaber with Donaldson to get a high-value pitcher. Yeah, or Glaber with a good prospect to get. I mean, Donaldson might hurt the trade package, but I would try to move Donaldson in a separate trade if I could. Unless that worked, I would try to move in the chat and attach a good prospect and eat like half of his salary, to get some kind of decent prospect. This is the Yankee, and again, if I'm them, I'm offering Judge. If Judge, what do you call it? If they turn down a contract, I'm offering him a qualifying offer. If they decide to not give him a contract or whatever, he gets a QO. So does Jameson Taillon. I don't think. Well, I mean, and because the Yankees, if they sign any big player, these guys are going to be attached to a QO too. So instead of losing draft picks, they'll get some and they'll just be swapped out. So I would definitely be including giving QOs to Judge and Taillon. So what's good, RC and MRC? Thank you so much, brother. I feel Judge and his agent are blowing up Cashman's phone tomorrow. All I heard from Cashman is who could have done. We should have, and got no sense of with the team. This is the problem I have with one of the problems I have with Cashman. RC, he's very quick. He never shows his cards. Right, this guy is almost like David Blaine of GMs. He's a total magician. Like you think he's going to do something, and he does nothing, and you think he's going to do nothing, and he does a whole bunch of stuff, but he never ever gives you any intel as to what's going on. So. And that's, I mean, it's fascinating in one way, and it's frustrating as hell in another way. So, um, you know, Kate Upton's here celebrating with Justin Verlander. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, RC. Like, Cashman's so cryptic, and we never really get anything out of the guy. So, it's tough to kind of read him. It really is. But he also absorbs a lot of the hate from Hal, who doesn't say anything, doesn't answer anything. So he gets so much hate and venom from everybody, the fans, and he just goes like this, like, look, I got a job to do, man. So tell me what you want. I don't care. Like, the dude is a Jedi master at rubbing that stuff off too. So, but Matsuki Yoshida next. We'll see. We'll see. I know he wants to get posted. He wants to come out to play for the majors. So, Japanese superstar has a huge Phillies love. Yeah, I mean, there's a huge Japanese population in Japan. I mean, in Toronto too. So, in Canada. So, I'll be surprised if he goes to the Blue Jays. I agree to go about not waiting long for Judge. Yeah, I mean, I think they should sign him. If they're going to try to sign him, try to do it in these next 5 days before Thursday at 5 p.m. If not, then I think he's walking. Make your offer. Stand by it. This is the best we can do. Whatever. And if he says no, you give him a qualifying offer. Bounce. Move. That's it. Tyler will probably take the qualifying offer. I don't know. I'm not sure, Armando. I think he's put himself in position to probably get a 3 or 4 year deal for like anywhere from 16 to 18 million per. But if he came back and took the Q on and was healthy, I'd be fine with that too, because that's 1 year that we already know that he's been solid with the Yankees. So I would take it either way. I would. I really would. Why would Judge and his agent contact Cashman? They could. It's just part of the gamesmanship. Just to tell Cashman, this is what we want, or whatever. Maybe he knows that already. I mean, we just don't know. This is the part we don't know as to who goes first. What we don't know. So his Phillies memorabilia all over his house, and look at that. I was thinking today, the Yankees can't sign Judge. We signed 3 players with an average of 20 to 30 home runs, high average OPS 750, and batting average 280 to 300. Or we can recreate him in the aggregate kind of thing. We can and spread it out, and then you'll have 3 at bats in the lineup instead of 1. And one of the guys can drive in the second guy, and the third guy can drive in the second. Like, it's a ripple effect, Yushan. So this is a good point. This is what I'm talking about. Like, let's just say Judge moves, and then you bring in Benintendi, whatever. And let's just say you get somebody like Adam Frazier, who I've mentioned recently too, who's an infield outfield guy. He's better than Marvin Gonzalez. He's also 3 years younger than him. So, and you bring in somebody else, whatever, or you trade for a guy like Brian Reynolds, which I've been talking about for a year, as a guy who would be a perfect fit, I think, for the Yankees. But but if you have Benintendi out there, and you have Bader, and then you have, let's just say, Oswaldo Cabrera plays right field, you have a pretty young athletic outfield. So, and I would still bring in a guy like Adam Frazier, because I think we need guys to help players like Peraza and Oswaldo Cabrera to continue to develop at the major league level if they're going to stay up here. So a guy that can kind of cover ground, which I think would be helpful to allow these kids because Oswaldo Cabrera got exposed by good pitching in the postseason. They ate him alive. So he still needs help with the bat, obviously. Oswaldo Peraza needs more regular playing time. I think he'll be okay as well. And he's clearly the best shortstop in the Yankee system. So that's kind of how I would do it. Reynolds will cost. I don't know if he'll cost Volpe, but I think he'll cost Dominguez. I really do. But would I be surprised if he cost Volpe? I would not. But again, This is where this is where Cashman generally does his magic too in the trade market in the off season. He's better in the off season with trades than he is at the trade deadline, 100%. So JD Martinez to Cleveland, that's a good pick for him, Goat. That's a great pick. Yeah. Yeah. I know, by the way, I'll be going live probably next Friday. We're going to be doing our MLB free agent predictions. I have a couple of other channels that are going to be on here with us. So I've got Ball Cap Sports and NYY Recaps. We're all going to be on here together doing a live roundtable and Yankees Morning Brew. So it's going to be a pretty, and you're going to get all of our predictions. And you guys will be able to, and gals will be able to, comment and interact with us and give us your predictions. So that way we can get you involved in it. So that's going to be dope. That's going to be dope. I don't want to trade for Devers. At this point, I don't, because it's going to cost them way too much. Way too much. Boston Red Sox? Yeah, it's going to cost way too much. As long as they have Yankee makeup and the guys are fire like Sevy. Yeah, so they're exercising Sevy's option, $15 million. Now they can make it official. Now they said they're going to do it. So he's one guy that they can get into the books and move on from. Take care of that deal, and then focus on the other guys. So, yeah, and Tyler, this is the thing. We need that money to move on to win without Judge. This is a tough decision for the Yankees to make, right? And it's a very tough decision. It's going to be unpopular for a while too. But the Cardinals made a tough decision moving on with Pujols. They were good and they won a World Series after that. So it happens on a regular basis. It just hasn't happened to the Yankees very often, but it likely will. He didn't pan out in the beginning with Aiden with the Yankees before, so I'm not sure if they would bring him back. Thoughts on Conforto? So he's a guy I would choose Nimmo first because he's been healthier, and he's younger. But I would go if I had a Conforto, I would probably give him a 2-year deal with an opt out after the first year to let him prove that he's healthy, and if he plays well and he opts out, we got one good year out of him and we move on. So, but I would choose Nimmo first. Honestly, that's what I would do. Doing the free agent prediction, it's probably going to be next Friday night. Probably going to be next Friday night. And WWE League Plan. You'll get the notification. It'll pop up. But next Friday night is the plan to do it. Bloom and Devers are far apart. Devers wants 300 for 10. And he'll get it. And he's 26. He'll get that. Should the Yankees go after Ryan, Monahan, McMahon, and Kershaw? Kershaw, I would pass on. I would go after Rafael Montero from the Astros. I would craft someone like Gregory Soto or David Bednar, another power arm in the bullpen. That's kind of what I would do. And they still have other guys like Ron Marinacho's healthy. They've got Michael King coming back. They've got Steven Ridings coming back. So they do have some reinforcements too. Devers is 24, not 25. So Dodgers trying to I could see that too. I think they'll probably move on from Trey Turner and they could replace him seamlessly with Correa. This is going to be like a rotating thing. If the Braves lose Dansby Swanson, I'd see them making some kind of move too. What kind of move? I don't know, but I could see it happening. Yeah, Devers is pretty damn young. I don't know why the Yankees can sign young players and not old, but outdated players. What's the deal with that? I don't know, Anthony. It's a good question. It's a really good question. I don't know. What's one big free agent position player I would sign if Judge walks? That's not Benintendi. I'll go back and look at the list, but Benintendi's one. It's a good question. Probably Rafael Montero, the setup man for the Astros, or maybe Trey Turner because of his positional versatility. Texas athletes have plantar fasciitis, get off time, have to work with major pain. It's not a job; it's a pastime. There you go. Plantar fasciitis is not fun. Not fun. Ugh, it sucks. Plantar fasciitis. Um, Anybody in here that hasn't hit the like button, if you don't mind, smash that like button. Let's get us over 100. Let's blow past it. It's just really helpful to the channel. That's why I ask a few times on a live stream. So, happens. It's Adam Ottavino, free agent. He is a free agent, but he's gonna be 37. So I mean, he's too old. We gotta get him. We gotta get younger. We gotta get younger. Diaz could be a good option, but he's gonna cost $100 million. I'm not sure the Yankees are gonna want to commit that much money. So we'll see. I mean, he's had some control problems, but he was an outer worldly reliever this year. Outer worldly. So you never know. I mean, they could essentially get Benintendi, Edwin Diaz, and Carlos Rodon for less that's going to cost to get judged by himself. Just repeat that a few times to yourself. That's perspective. Do I have the guy NYY News coming over? No, I don't, Chris. I have NYY Recaps and Ball Cap Sports, and Yankees Morning Brew coming to do the predictions. It'll be in the evening time, probably. I don't know, probably 9:30 or something like that. It won't be super late, so not like this late, you know. It'll be like probably most likely 9:30. I have to confirm with them that time works for all of them, but now that the World Series is over, we're gonna lock this down. I've had that, you know. Yeah, man, it sucks. Injuries like them players, you can't get, you can take it seriously. It's a joke. Mm-hmm. Nothing to be done yet until we know what is the deal with Cashman. Well, that's the thing too. They've got to get this. I mean, they've already said that that Cashman's 100% wants back. They want him back, so it's just a matter of an announcement. And then I think things will really start to pick up soon. And what a way to start! I mean, what a great way to get started would be to freaking have a big free agent signing. You know what I mean? Video. I'll show you an injury. I'm trying to pull it up here. So this is all photos. Check this out. When I tested for my 3rd-degree black belt several years ago, I had to do a ridge hand like this. You tuck in your thumb and you break a bunch of boards. I had to break 5 boards, but the Grandmaster was only holding the top. He had these huge hands, and I had to hit it like a dozen times, and every time I hit it, it would just go like that. I wound up breaking part of my hand, but that's what it looked like. Yeah, that was the night of the test. See how my swelling? Look at my knuckles. How fat they are. That's a good injury right there. Yeah, baby. Kershaw to the Rangers, 2 years, $40 million. I could see that. Hope Rodon sign. That would suck. I hope Rodon gets signs with Benintendi's getting. I think he'll get $20 million. Benintendi. I think he'll probably get $20 million. Mm-hmm. Rodon. I don't think he'll get 25 a year, but somebody might be nuts. You never know. Castillo signed an extension with the Mariners. Yeah, 5 years, 108. Castillo's a much better pitcher. Castillo's a beast. But yeah, the Mariners had to lock him up too. They had to lock him up after giving their 1, 2, and 3 prospects for him. Ooh. Oh, no doubt, Isai. Definite anxiety free agency. Definitely, man. Absolutely. By the way, I have to give a shout out. I have to welcome. We got another member who joined the 161 family. And special shout out, I don't know if he's on here, to Jason Hickman. Jayson, Jason Hickman. Welcome to the 161 family. We're joining with the membership. You'll be joining us on the live stream on videos as well. Now that the World Series is over, I'll get a live stream set up for you guys and gals that are members. And obviously you get bonus content and stuff as well, which you should be already getting every week. So additional videos there too. So I thank you all for joining the memberships. And any fees that come for the memberships, I want to use to improve this channel to enhance everybody's enjoyment. So It's not money I'm pocketing. It's going to go right to this channel. So I appreciate these. I had a broken wrist for worse. Had to wear a brace no more for. Sorry for a billion and trillion. Yudo, I hear that, man. I totally hear that. Yeah, man. It could be. He's gamesmanship. This is what he does. Part of his bashing the Yankees, part of his subliminally promoting Blue Jays phrase. Yeah, go ahead. I don't like those stupid, leather jackets that they wear after guys hit a home run. Well, I think it's ridiculous, but go ahead, man. 12-3, Kershaw. Yeah, he was good this year with a 2.28 year. Yeah, he had a little bit of back issue. He's having herniated disc issues in his back for quite a while. So, yeah. Streaming tomorrow? Probably not. Probably not, Aiden. No, but I have a video coming out tomorrow, but I won't be streaming. Bednar is a guy that I would be looking at. Yes. No Justin Turner. No, thank you. No, thank you. Yeah. And great. Congratulations to Bobby Thompson and the Phillies. They had a great year. Made it to Game 6 of the World Series. So congratulations to them. Really well done. You did a great job holding the fort down after they moved on from Girardi. Texas Buckeye, thank you so much, brother. I appreciate that, man. Appreciate your generosity, brother. Thank you. You are the man, dude. What's up, 4Train? Link to the final postseason special. There you go, man. Go check out the link on 4Train Express's channel. He just put out his postseason special final video as well. And he's part of the 161 family, as is Texas Buckeye. So, and appreciate both you guys. Keep up the good work, fellas. But thank you again, Buckeye. You're the man. Speaking of upsets, did you see Notre Dame upset Clemson tonight in South Bend? Number 4 Clemson got upset by Notre Dame. Oy. If I'm the San Francisco Giants, I'd be signing Judge because he would be eating away most of my salary cap. Yeah. Yeah. The Giants have a lot of money off the books. A lot of money. So, yeah, I hear what you're saying, Chris, man. I hear what you're saying, brother. Yeah, this is what happens, Hulk. It's kind of create a rivalry. That's what young players do. So it's fine, man. It's fine. Phillies also heart, man. I respect. Yeah, the Phillies went down fighting, man. They went down fighting. The Astros are just a better team. They're deeper. They're more complete, and but the Phillies are pretty damn close to getting there. Pretty damn close. Dabo now claims. Exactly, Buckeye. Well, the Yankees definitely didn't put up a fight in the ALCS. That's for sure. I must admit that, and their bats just did not show up at all. At all. So, see, this is a good point too, RC. Yeah, when the Yankees rookie usually makes it do in their mid-20s. That's why I'm glad to see Cabrera and Peraza was 21, and Volpe will probably be 21 next year if he comes up. So I'm refreshed by that. I really am. And if these guys play well, over the next year or two, I would consider extending these guys like the Braves are doing, where all their young players just locking them up until they're 30, on big deals and not 300 million, but they're getting 100 million, this, that. They're locking them up for a decade. So it's smart. You have a whole nucleus. That's what the Astros are doing too, man. My dark horse team for 2023, a little early, Wilkes, but probably the Baltimore Orioles. I would say the Orioles, Wilkes. What about you? Didn't come up until he was 20. Yeah, judging him. Yeah, he was also late. He went all the way through college, and he wasn't drafted until he was 22 or 23. So, but he went relatively quickly through the system in about 3 years. So, but yeah, but players like Bryce Harper and some of these other guys, they hit free agency at 26, 27. So that's a huge difference between hitting in at 31. Really. Correa third, Peraza at short, Volpe at second. Let them learn up here. Yeah, I mean, I would be fine with that, Brian. I really would. Mariners or Marlins, folks. Okay. Okay. I mean, the Marlins, I can see one of these days breaking out, but I think they're going to, I don't know. They need some more offense, the Marlins. Um, but I could see it. They moved on from Don Mattingly. I don't know who the manager is now, but we'll see what happens. But I wouldn't. Yeah, I mean the Mariners too. They're kind of stepping in the right direction, and they're going to keep spending money. They're going to keep spending money. I don't trust Cashman anymore. Yeah, I hear you, Hulk. I hear you, man. He does a lot of house dirty work for him, so he's a reliable employee in that regard. Keeps the profits running. Keeps it. What are you going to do? I mean, he does exactly what Hal wants, and he's boys with Hal. It's going to be hard to move on from him. So, Judge to Rockies. Oh man, could you imagine that? That'd be nuts. It'd be absolutely nuts. Trading for washed up players past their prime happens. Yeah, and that was like a reaction thing too. It's just, it's a shame. It really is a shame that trade, but whatever, man. I think the moving IK up to third base, if they move Donaldson, would be a wise idea. And if they don't bring in a big guy to replace him, he'll be better at third base than he was at second. I mean, at short. So, but I'm not a fan of Hal. Not a fan of Hal. So, not a fan of Hal at all. I don't think many people are, honestly. Cashman's only 55. Yeah, Cashman's been around freaking for decades. Decades. So, logic of signing Chris Bryant. Yeah, I mean, he was hurt a lot of the year, too. Guess they thought they were going to be better. But, maybe they can position him from third or the outfield to first and make him DH at some point, which they're probably going to have to do sooner than later if he keeps getting hurt. So, trade Glaber, Hicks, Donaldson, no matter what. I think that's, in a perfect world, that would be a perfect offseason addition by subtraction type thing. So I would agree with you. I have a feeling Cashman will keep Donaldson until the All-Star break chip and he'll increase. Maybe, maybe not. I would still try to move him hard and not be afraid to give a prospect along to motivate a team to facilitate this. And I would still leave a chunk of his prospect too, his contract. If they save an extra 10 million, 12 million, well, there you go. So, yeah, and Glaber does have pretty solid trade value. Donaldson, that's why you have to attack. You have to attach a good prospect to the Hicks or Donaldson because they don't have much trade value. Hicks's contract looks reasonable. Well, it looked really good when he first signed it because he was hitting like 26 home runs, 27. He was healthy, but then he got getting hurt. Tried to turn it to Barry Bonds, got Tommy John. Now it looks like an albatross. But $10 million a year for a decent outfield is pretty damn good. $10 million per. A guy won $75 million on the World Series. Oh my God, Tanya. What were the odds? What did he bet? That's crazy. Cashman has more leverage. I agree with that, Isai, because now they know what the CBA looks like. There was no lockout. The parameters are set, and he's, he can do different things, but I just hope that he does. It was an abbreviated offseason last year after the lockout, so people were kind of jumping boom, 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 all over the place. So why not make Hicks with Zorbathane, protect the feet? Kicks with Sorbathane. I like it. The Sorbathane inserts. Yeah, man. That's a good idea. I like the Sorbathane inserts. They're just some nice orthotic type inserts, but Sorbathanes are pretty legit, man. Heard on Kata Cashman that they judge on the most analytics aspect, fail or succeed is irrelevant. I don't know if I agree with that, but I think analytics played a role in this not working. Mattress Mac won that $75 million. Oh my God, that's crazy. Yeah, that's my fear too, Brian. Judge, we need more contact. We see that playing out like the second A-Rod contract, which is a disaster the last 5 6 years. A disaster. So they couldn't wait to get him off the books. They really couldn't. Now, so many teams with money to spend. Yankees have work. Yeah, I mean, exactly, Don. Exactly. And it's a great, Dan. This is a great. A lot of teams with money to spend. Yankees have their work cut off here. Absolutely right, dude. Absolutely right. No, it's crazy, but so I think Moose could be good with Judge in a way. There's not much we can do with him. And I think that's going to be the excuse. If they re-sign Judge and give him 40 plus, they're like, wow, we kind of tied ourselves up with Judge and we can't really do much elsewhere, which is a really unacceptable excuse. But that's when I expect that. And I hope I'm wrong. So Nimmo has got to be an option. Well, I did hear on a tweet that that Benintendi was not their first choice in free agency for left field. So it could be Nimmo. Could be. Cano's contract was terrible. It was brutal. The Yankees dodged a bullet there. They offered him 7 years, 175, which was 25 per. He turned it down. Went to the Mariners and got 65 million more, and he went for the money clearly. And he got pop for juicing twice there. I think got pop for juicing again with the Mets, and the Mets released him, and they ate 50 million left of his contract. And Padres picked him up, played a little bit, released him. So I don't think he's playing anywhere. Yeah, me too. I hope Dominguez works out. I really do. I really, really do. What do you consider a prospect attached to Donaldson? Every team knows the Yankees are going to be trying to dump him. I would say 340 for 8. Yeah, that's a lot of money, Isai, but I could see him getting it. I wouldn't do it if I was the Yankees. Now, let's see. I'm going to pull up the Yankees' top prospects, Donald. Okay, their top 30 prospects here. If I'm them, I would consider maybe. Oh, they have Will Warren too, a good pitching prospect. I mean, Roderick Arias, a shortstop, I would consider. And they have 1, 2, 3 shortstops ahead of him. I would consider Roderick Arias. He's their number 11. Yoendris Gomez, a pitching prospect, number 12. Any one of these, between 11 and 15, I would consider to attach to Donaldson, and then still eat some of his contract to potentially make a trade a little bit easier. So, am I crazy thinking Yankees could try? No, you're not crazy thinking they could. We all know that they could. Will they? Is another thing. Very unlikely, but we know that they could. We do. So Nimmo's a good contact hitter. I mean, so is Benintendi. How about Nimmo in right and Benintendi in left? Get both of them. 2 young contact hitters in their prime, approaching their prime. That would be nice. Yeah, Kyrie Irving. He's been a cancer to the Nets, and it's been a nightmare for them. And what do? They fire Steve Nash. Like, what a stupid, and it took him this long. I mean, he's just like what's his name, Kanye West. They're losing endorsements and sponsorships just for being racist a-holes. So how shareholders? Well, they're majority owners, so yeah. They're first. It's like VC, venture capital. Their first job is to maximize profits. So that's how they go. So, and the Yankees could have a $400 million payroll, and they would still be wildly profitable. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I think Contreras. I move on from Wilson Contreras. I just pass. Irving. Yeah, yeah. Him and Kanye West. Him and Kanye. Stupid. Very stupid. So, I don't know. I mean, I'm glad the Knicks did not get him. I'm a big Knicks fan. I'm so happy that they stayed away from Kyrie Irving. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the flat Earth thing. Why would we spend that much other than our jam was out? I mean, Are we saying that the Mets GM is awful too, and the Padres GM is awful? I mean, or the Dodgers, I should say. I mean, neither one of the Dodgers or the Mets made it further than the Yankees in the playoffs. So, are their GMs awful too? They spent a hell of a lot more than the Yankees did. So, this is where you know, Kyrie and Durant didn't want Nash as a coach. Well, forget the world isn't about Kyrie and Durant. They haven't done anything with anybody here as a coach. So, forget them. Who's the coach now? Jacques Vaughn. Montez. I think so too, Buckeye. I think Montez will get his head right, and I think he'll be a good candidate to be a number 5 starter for them next year. And I hope he has a good year. So, see, I hear you, Steamy Pro Gaming. Yep. The Astros have just done it better than a lot of teams, and the Yankees are one of those teams. I lost all interest in watching NBA. I don't really watch it. You shouldn't either. Too. I mean, I like the Knicks. That's pretty much what I like. And they to me, they beat the Sixers today. They feel like more of a blue collar team, which I like. So, yeah. But yeah, Kyrie Irving, I have no interest in. The Mets GM was likely awful. I mean, this is the thing. This shows how very hard it is to win a World Series and how much you have to do to secure it. I mean, it's very, very hard to win a World Series in Major League Baseball, obviously. And players getting hot, staying healthy, and being productive. Like, there's a whole bunch of things that come into play. So, um, you know, it's really hard. It's really hard, especially hard. It's hard to do in New York. It's a different environment here. Amador is about to be the next head coach. Okay. Sixers, yeah. To the Celtics. Mentioned infield Correa, Volpe, Peraza, Rizzo, and outfielder Judge, Bader, Benny. Talk about defense. It'll be solid, Lisa. Yeah. Yankees going to need to spend about 150 million a season on offense to be a favorite. I would probably agree with that, Chris. We have an NBA channel. I don't know, but go take a look at the Knicks Morning Brew. Now, the Yankees Morning Brew, it's on Nights of Degen, Degen. They just started a basketball one. It's called Knicks Morning Brew. I have a football one that I started. It's called Empire State Tripod. So for those that are football fans too, I'm going to be picking up the football content now a little bit more than I normally do. Take a look at that as well, especially for those that like kind of relax from baseball a little bit. Now this channel is still going to be busy. I mean, I'm going to give you all the free agency and signings and everything else. So you're going to get it one way or another. But if you do like football too, go check that out. But into basketball, Nights of Degen, check it out. Knicks Morning Brew. Good channel. Switch career. Yeah. The least pressure team probably works. Probably. Houston, yeah, that move from National League to American League was clutch for the Houston Astros. That's a good point, Dan. That's a great point. Then that's tell Tyree he's a creep, but they're dying to hire a guy who sleeps with his colleagues' wives. Yeah, I mean, what's the problem with Jacques Vaughn? Keep him there, isn't he? He's interim right now, isn't he? Hope Vlad chokes. You don't. Yeah, man. Hey, Steph Sleeper, how are you? Tomorrow's video won't be as long since the Bills and Jets are playing each other. This is true, Robert. This is true. So I'll be previewing that, and I'll be previewing the Giants game too. So it's true. Yeah. Turner's a better fit for the Yankees than Kareem because of the base stealing. And again, these guys like Peraza and Cabrera, I think the Yankees analytics people need to get these guys involved in more base stealing. I mean, look at their freaking what do you call it? Their minor leaguers, their prospects. It's a stolen base machine. Volpe had 50 this year. Likes are stalled at 87. If anybody hasn't hit that like button, please do. Let's try to get over 100 while we're on here. Oh, Giants have a bye. That's right. That's right. So it's just the Jets and the Bills tomorrow. That good point. Good point, Robert. Correa doesn't steal a ton of bases. Trey Turner does. So Altuve married a 14-year-old child. Did he really, Texas? Wow. Oh boy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Ugh. Ugh. God. Thank you so much, Dev. I appreciate that very much. 50, yeah, it's about 35. Yeah, I mean, I'll take that. Yankees need more stolen bases. They need guys, more contact hitters to drive the guys in that keep stealing the bases. Like, look what the Astros are doing and some of these other teams. They're on the bases constantly. Yep. Team has to force this offense to change the approach. Yes, exactly, Brian. Exactly, man. The approach on scoring runs is just, wait for guys to get on base and try to hit a 3-run home run, and then you're relying on guys who are not power hitters to hit these 3-run home runs. It's too much. Altuve married a 14-year-old at 16-year-old. I didn't know that. Huh. Okay. Well, they were both minors, so okay. But whatever. That's their business. Oh, it's starting immediately. Cruise control. Hot stove starts tomorrow, baby. Tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know, baby. It's coming, cruise control. It's coming. Mm-hmm. No breaks here. Other time, no rest for the weary, man. That's it. No rest. I'm gonna keep plugging it out, and we're gonna be ready for free agency, baby. So get ready, cruise control. Buckle your seatbelt, man. We're going. Do what deal? What did I miss? Tyler, did you put out a deal? I just see you do that deal. What deal we're talking about here? What did I miss, dude? Contact us, but I can high IQ. Yes, Eastside, we do need that as well. Are you Mike and a Mad Dog fan? Yeah, I don't watch them a lot, but I enjoy them from time to time. Winter meetings in Florida. Oh, dude. Yeah, I hear that, Texas Buckeye. Yeah, yeah. We go live during a lot of the winter meetings too, so that's gonna be crazy. Donaldson for soda money. Oh yeah, yeah. That's some Billy Bean shit right there from Moneyball. Give me 2 years worth of Pepsis for the coolers. Yeah. Oh yeah. Congratulations, Astros Houston, world champs. Yeah, Donaldson's got 1 year left. IKF's got 1 year left. A bunch of guys have 1 year left. So Montez has 1 year left too. So Philly struck out 72 times in the series. Yeah, I mean their offense was shut down by really, really good pitching. Really good pitching. Yeah. Just saw Moneyball on Netflix. It's a good movie. It's a good movie. Valdez, the most underrated. He is good, Framber Valdez. He's very, very good. Have a great night, Davey. Torres, Chaparro, Pereira, quarter kicks contract. Schmidt, Beckway for Sandy Alcantara. Oof. I'd probably do that. I'm not sure if the Marlins would, but I'd probably do that. I'm keeping an eye out for that NFE. Yeah. Yeah. Castillo was a beast. But it would have cost the Yankees Peraza, Volpe, and Dominguez at minimum to get Castillo. And I don't know anybody who's willing to do that. And we'll take more of Stanton's contract. I mean, I don't want anyone excuse that Houston can't win without cheating. I mean, I don't think they cheated this World Series, honestly. They won. They're just better. Period. I hate saying it as a Yankee fan, but I mean, not going to deny it. Not going to deny it. Would I trade Stanton for more depth? It depends on what kind of depth we're getting and how much of the contract, we have to eat. But I'm not necessarily going to let Judge walk and trade Stanton at the same time. But again, you never know what you're going to get from Stanton. So, but keep in mind, Stanton has a full no trade. He can veto trades. So, Ron, have a great night, man. Hoping, yeah. Hot Stove starts tomorrow, man. Hot Stove starts tomorrow. Okay, we're going. Crown Jewel Wrestling was also Reigns' best. Logan Paul, man. I heard Logan Paul got hurt today. Something like that, Yudo. And I think his brother, what's his brother's name? Jake Paul. I think he's fighting Anderson Silva tonight in a boxing match. So, Judge walks make Rizzo captain for the rest of his career. Maybe. Yes, he does. He's got no trade. Hot Stove is essentially what's going on, rumors, everything else, getting yourself ready and primed for free agency, which is about to start in a week. So, Judge News tomorrow. You're calling Judge News tomorrow? Okay, all right. Oh, he fought Anderson Silva last week. Did he beat him or did he lose? I mean, I know there's not a chance in the world he would have beat him in an MMA fight, but in a jiu-jitsu fight, that I know for a fact. But boxing, maybe. Yeah, I mean, I don't, they don't do it for me either. Paul Brothers is just in it for the money, so popular. So he beat Anderson Silva in the boxing match. Okay. Yeah, Silva's not the best boxer. It's also a different weight class too, but Silva can get cocky sometimes. But again, if this was a jiu-jitsu fight, Silva would have killed him. Buckeye, have a great night. I'm going to wrap it up in a second too. Buy rates are horrible. Yeah, MLB Network will have the news too. All right, we'll see you. He has MMA. Paul Brothers pick all the. Yeah, I mean, I do think the one guy that Paul will not beat is Mike Tyson. I think Mike Tyson will beat the shit out of him. So we also have McGregor. Yeah. If Mayweather went into the octagon and then Conor McGregor would have killed him. So I think Castro will make a Judge offer. We have to make other moves first, and if Judge is available by then, I mean, I'd like to see the Yankees do something in this 5-day period. Yes. Have a great night, Ian. Love you too, Anthony, man. And see you in the house, baby. North Carolina, brother. Much love. Much love, brother. PJ Tucker, military family, lives in Israel, speaks fluent Hebrew. That's pretty cool. Pretty damn cool. What time does Hot Stove start? I mean, Hot Stove starts all the time, but I'll be putting out videos on a regular that talks about Hot Stove. So you'll know everything. I have not seen the Padres trade. Put it out again, Isai. Sorry. Hot Stove rumors, everything that else is happening, because things are going to pick up now. And anytime somebody signs a player or trades or whatever, anything that's going to be breaking news, I'll be putting that out on a regular basis. Like when the lockout ended, I was putting out videos like 10 times a day because players were just signing left and right because they had less time to sign. So it's going to be crazy. It's going to be absolutely crazy. So until then, yeah, these next 5 days, teams can only negotiate with their own players and re-sign their own players. After that, then players can negotiate with other teams. Like Judge can negotiate with the Angels and then blah, blah, blah. So 5 days, really not time. Yeah, I mean, they've had a year to do it, Dan, but theoretically, but Volpe, Pereira, Torres, Stanton for Tatis if Judge walks. I don't think I would do it. I don't think I would do it. Tatis now with the steroid bust, and I don't think I would do it. I'd rather keep Volpe. That's what I would do. I don't know, man. I don't know. I have a feeling about Tatis now. I'm not sure. Rob Thompson did significant. Kevin Cash and Dave. Rob Thompson did a pretty damn good job covering for. Covering for Girardi after they moved on from him. So Yeah. I mean, it's over now. I mean, they won the World Series. Nothing anybody can do about it. So it's time to get ready, put a team together that can beat them next year, period. Logan Paul, all I do is tear my ACL, MCL, and potentially my meniscus. Damn. Okay. Damn. It's a boom move. Yeah. Yeah, man. All right. Well, let me wrap this up, gang. Thanks so much for coming on, spending time with us. Hit the like button on the way out if you haven't done so yet. We definitely want to blow past 100 if we can. And I appreciate all you. Appreciate the donos. I won't be live tomorrow, but now we're going to start the MLB free agency hot stove, baby. And next Friday, look out for the MLB free agent predictions. That's going to be a live video with myself and some other YouTube channels. And you'll all be able to get involved if you want. So let us know what you think. Give your predictions and what else as well. So, but have a great night. Peace and love, everybody. Now it's time to get the Yankees better. Over and out.